Hello, this is Brian Halstead with the Halstead Real Estate Team. I'm going to give you a list of things not to say when you're walking through your potential new house. And I'm going to do it right now. Okay, now usually you're not going to be shopping for a house with the home seller there, with the homeowner. Usually they will leave, you'll come in with your agent and you'll look at the house. But you've always got to consider the fact that they may have, even though they're not supposed to, some kind of a recording device to catch your conversation with your agent, or just to provide security and they happen to catch your conversation with your agent. So you always got to keep in mind, you don't want to talk about anything while you're in that house. Number one thing you don't want to say is, this is it. This is my dream house. I love it. I'll give everything I have for it. You don't want to do that, because that puts you in a terrible position when you're trying to negotiate the price or negotiate repairs or anything like that. You don't want to say, the furniture in this place sucks. Why would they have that? You know, why would they have a chair that big in this room? You're looking at the house, you're going to buy the house, forget about the furniture. There's no sense in insulting the person you're going to try to buy the house from. Another thing you don't want to do while you're walking around is say, you know, hey, I can afford to pay $400,000. You know, I know this is a $350,000 house, but if I have to, I'll go up to that. Just don't say it. Again, it puts you in a terrible position for negotiations. These comments are fairly common. I'm going to tear down that wall. I'm going to bust down that wall as soon as I buy this house. You know, most sellers will consider it, hey, it's your house, you bought it, you can break it. But a lot of times they don't want to hear what your plans are for what is currently their house. Comments like, I'm going to tear down this stupid looking patio cover out there, or I'm going to tear down this wall and make this a big open area and everything like that. It's not really totally insulting or anything, but it's just something you don't need to say it. When you're outside, when you've gone to a location where you guys can talk about the houses you've looked at for the day, or talk about that house, yeah, that's something you can say with the buyer's agent, but don't say it while you're in the house. It's just, I doubt it insults many people, but you might think about how someone would feel when you're talking about tearing down their house, you know, their wall, their whatever. Here's a question that you would have to ask the seller, and some people try to get in touch with the seller and find this out. Not a good idea. They'll ask the question, why are you selling? You may open a can of worms you don't want to deal with. There's many reasons for selling. Some of them are very simple, like I changed jobs, you know, or I'm following my grandkids. Wherever their parents go, I go. But some of them are a little more difficult. And unless you want to listen to maybe a couple hours worth of soul searching and reasoning why they left their house, they're leaving their house, you might want to just leave that out of the conversation. Another one, if you as the buyer get in direct contact with the seller, you may be tempted to ask is, so what's it really like to live here? You know, that might be a better question to walk the neighborhood and find out from people what it's like to live there. Asking the seller is probably not good. The seller might think they've got, now that they've been asked a question, they got a disclosure problem. You know, that they didn't, you know, maybe they're not telling you something that you think you should tell them. You know, it's just something odd. It's just an odd question to ask. Yeah, I would ask that around of other people. Another thing is telling them, hey, your price is too high. You're never going to get that price for this. That's not a real way to negotiate the price. And then even if they do accept your offer, they're always going to think, you have that in mind when you're asking for concessions when in a request for repairs or something like that. They're always going to have in their mind that you're just trying to nickel and dime them down to a price that you feel comfortable with, and you had told them that they'd never get the price that they wanted. So it's pretty much common sense, common courtesy, and common decency. Treat people a little bit better than that. But you could think it, but to sit there and express it to someone is probably not a good idea all the time. The last one is, telling them, hey, listen, I'll make you a lowball offer if you accept it. Why would they agree to that? Why would anyone agree to sell their house at under market value? You're probably going to insult them, maybe. I mean, a lot of people do get insulted that way. Sometimes people are just like, yeah, good try. But you don't really want to put yourself in that position. If you're going to make a lowball offer, just make a lowball offer and see what they say. So that's it. Just I wanted to tell you a few things that you don't want to say. One, when you're in someone's house, you're always being listened to. Always consider that you're always being listened to. And don't insult them. Don't tell them how you're going to tear down their house. Don't tell them it's your dream house. You just got to have it. There's no way you can walk out the door without a signed contract. Common sense and good judgment goes a long way. All right, that's it. I'm going to wrap this one up. Talk to you next week. I put these videos out every week. If you want to see the next one, subscribe to the channel. Put the little notification bell on there so you know I release them every Monday morning. So hope to see you next time. Bye.